Welcome to JCTV's Quilting Inside and Out, where you get the scoop on the world of quilting. I'm your host, Lora Dale, with a great show today, featuring Debbie Cummings of Deepwater, Missouri. Debbie will be instructing us and showing us all kinds of things on hand embroidery. You won't want to miss what she's got to show us.
New Style Quilt Shop, every quilter's dream shop with old style hospitality. New Style was established in 1876 in Kansas City, Missouri, moving to Stover, Missouri in 1973, becoming part of the quilt capital of the world per capita. In 1985, Lora Dale and family then moved New Style Quilt Shop on Route 52, offering everything one would need for making a dream quilt. Not only is one able to purchase all the basic needs to make a quilt, but will receive expert assistance from owner consultant Lora Dale and crew. They will assist the customer in finding that perfect fabric and pattern. New Style has top-of-the-line fabric from fabric suppliers, keeping in mind the needs of the quilter. You will always find the latest and the greatest at New Style. You will enjoy beautiful samples at New Style and the new look that has been created. Visit New Style Quilt Shop on Route 52 to receive a touch of that old-style hospitality. Call them at 1-800-821-7490. Lots to do on Route 52, Stover, Missouri.
Please join me in welcoming our guest instructor, Debbie Cummings of Deepwater, Missouri. It's great to have you as our guest here today on Quilting Inside and Out, Debbie.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Debbie, I know you have so much fun with all the embroidery things that you do, your handwork, everything that you've got going. You seem to just have more fun than anyone I know. So maybe you can give our viewers a little idea of what you're going to be showing us today.
Well, we'll discuss about projects, what pattern you're going to use, decide what floss or thread, and we'll discuss some about needles. We will talk about whether to back the fabric or not. We will do some stitches and have some fun.
Well, good. Well, I think we're just going to turn it over to Debbie. I hope you all enjoy what's going to be going on here today. It's going to be a good show, so stay with us.
Okay, let's get started here. About product. You got to have a project. So Lora has all kinds of neat patterns. If you happen to not have a pattern in a book that you can't hold up to a light box or put on a window, we use a product called Transfer Ease. And you put it in your printer like you would your paper, and you print off the pattern, and then you stick it on your fabric, and then you stitch through the whole thing. When you're done, you rinse it with warm water, and poof, it's gone. We, let's see here. Oh, I know what I want to show you. There's wonderful patterns. You've probably heard of them from Crabapple Hill. They do some coloring. They take crayons. We have to be like little kids again. You color on the fabric. You heat set it with an iron. Put like a paper towel over it or an old piece of fabric, and you set it with heat. And then you can stitch. You do all the stitching.
Do you have to have a special kind of crayon?
No.
Okay.
Regular kids' crayons.
Okay, cool.
Years ago they came out with fabric crayons, and well, they found out that regular crayons work just fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you can also we've taken quilt stencils, and You don't always have to use white. You don't always have to use cream. You could put it on a print and trace off the quilt patterns with a friction pen. We love our friction pens. I've got every color they have. They are so handy that when you get through with them, you got your project all stitched. You take an iron, you press it, poof, it's gone. It's like, it's magic.
This is one you just did?
Yeah, it's not quite finished, but we're still working on it.
Yeah. Very cute.
You can do, this is done with 2 threads of the sulky. Now, sulky thread is one of my favorites for the simple reason that 1 piece of thread is equal to 2 strands of DMC. Plus, the bonus factor is on DMC you have to tear the threads apart, and you get 26 yards on a skein of floss. With this, you're getting 50 yards. And you can, yeah.
I bet it's much easier to thread your needle.
Oh man, I love it. And I like it especially for projects that you really want crisp and clear. As you can see right here, the apples, whoops, got it upside down.
Oh, can't do that.
Nope. The apples was stitched in sulky thread.
Right.
And the cherries and the strawberries was done with 2 strands of DMC floss.
So you get a thicker look.
Right. So it's just what look you're going for.
Right. Yeah.
It's personal preference. My granddaughters are, at the time, were, my granddaughters were 8 and 6, and they said, Grandma, would you teach us to stitch? And I said yes. So they drew a pattern. We darkened it. They put it on the front door, put the piece of fabric over it, drew it off, and they stitched. And we made their mother a pillow, and it was a surprise. So get kids involved.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I just, I'm so afraid that people won't be doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Quilting, embroidery, applique, and it's so portable.
Right.
All you need is a hoop, and I prefer a 7-inch round hoop. That works best for me. There's all sizes. You just don't want a real big one because it's hard to hang on to and stitch. Needles. I use like these Peacemaker embroidery needles, and they come in packets from 5 to 10. And
Longer needle.
the smaller
Right,
the number.
The smaller your number, the longer your needle. The bigger your number, the shorter your needle. So it's just a preference of whether you want a long needle or a
Right.
short needle.
And there's all kinds of needle threaders, which it just makes it go quicker. And this is one of the most popular ones. And, all right.
Oh, yeah.
We've got the good old Jack Dempsey patterns. Lora has, I think she has them all.
We do have them all.
And as you can see, we have all different kinds of toweling. This is just a smidgen of what we got. And you can make a pillow.
This is too stinking cute.
And this is done with the sulky thread. And Laura's the button queen, so
I've got the buttons.
she picks the buttons, and we just made a little pillow.
Very cute.
Very cute. I like it. Then you have your iron-on transfers, which a lot of people like to use on tea towels. Some people even do them on quilt blocks.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Absolutely.
can do that. There's no end to it. Just whatever your imagination can do.
Right.
Let's see.
I like these. Organize your thread.
Oh, yeah.
These little plastic things, you wrap your thread on it, put your color on there. You can keep them organized. It's so much better. You know how we throw our embroidery floss in a tin?
And then you got a knot.
And you got a knot. So these are really, these are worth investing in. They're really handy.
There's also, she's got several different stitching guides, which are they show you about every stitch you do. I ran into a stitch the other day that I had never heard of, and I had to look it up, because mostly I do back stitch, I do French knots, I do stand up there, blanket stitch, and I just mess around. I love it.
Yeah, you can have a lot of fun with it. That's for sure.
What?
Oh, let's show them this.
Okay,
this
that's
little
where that
project
came
we showed
from.
you all go. Keep in mind, create your own things. Like we started out with a little stencil and embroidered on this green piece of fabric. Well, once we got it done, we thought, what are we going to do with this now? So we found this little, like a door banner in a book, and this is what we made from that door banner, and it was just perfect. Just very, very cute. I mean, just a great idea. She's done some extra embroidery on it here and there, and when it's done, it's going to be darling. So, just keep in mind all the fun things you can do with embroidery. There's
just looking. And you can even use, if you're doing a quilt for a kid, go to the Dollar Tree, get a coloring book.
Yeah. That's where your transfer ease comes in.
That's right. And this project here I'm working on, this is my second one. It's a table runner. It is done in the silky thread, and it was done with the transfer ease, which was printed off on my printer and stitched it, put it on there.
So cute. I mean, so cute. So what are you going to do in the middle of this one?
I'm going to use some floss, and I'm going to do what you call crosshatch hand.
Now, will you do that out of a thicker thread so you can see it?
Oh, yeah.
Like the pearl cotton?
I'm using, not this particular color, but the pearl cotton, which is a number 8.
Right. So you just get a little more thickness when you go to a pearl cotton.
Right. It's just stuff that, you know,
makes it stand out.
Makes it stand out.
Oh, so cute.
I love it.
So cute. Whoops.
And I don't know if you noticed the quilt behind us, but it is done with sulky thread. I stitched this here. The pattern is actually for a wall hanging, but I decided I wanted it for a lap quilt. So I took it to a printer, and which was very inexpensive, and they blew it up for me so that I would have the size squares I needed for my quilt.
See, I could even see coloring in here.
Oh, yeah.
That would be really cute.
It would. And now that I see it, it's like, okay, I wonder if I could still do that after it's quilted.
I think learning to look past what you see is fun. Because
exactly.
You can get creative. You know,
yes.
Like we keep saying, get creative.
Get creative. And some of these books, and everything that's real big now is Happy Camper. Everybody loves their camper stuff. And that is embroidery and applique. More stencils. See if I put this on my shirt, if you can see it. There's the cat that we did on the project. And this one says Noel. If you want a kitty cat with an ornament for,
well, you could have your fall banner by the door. You could have your Christmas.
Yep.
You could do it's seasonal. You could do a seasonal banner with this.
Even like the pumpkin one down there, you could make it that size.
Oh, exactly. Right.
And that's just applique and embroidered around it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what else do we want to show here? Just too many pretty cool things to mess with here.
Well, I love watching you work with the variegateds because it's just amazing how you'll get such an array of colors, and how when you're, every 6 inches, I think you get a color. It's just really great.
And when I double them up, a lot of times what I'll do is I will run off so much.
Well, Debbie, I think we've got to take a break. Stay with us. There's lots more to come. I'm sure Debbie's got a lot more things to show us. She's going to actually show us the stitching. So it's going to be a great time. So stick with us and we'll be right back.
Cinco de Mayo Restaurant and Grill. Traditional Mexican food with a menu that will tantalize your taste buds, with chips and salsa as a starter. Try the Daily Chef Special. Quench your thirst with a standard soda drink, ice cold beer, or margarita from the bar. Jose specializes in the art of making a variety of margaritas: jalapeno, pineapple, cucumber, strawberry, and the new black margarita. Delicious food, drink, and atmosphere for lunch and or dinner. Cinco de Mayo Restaurant and Grill, open 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday. 109 East Benton, actually 1 block south of Route 52, Windsor, Missouri. Check them out on Facebook.
Ruta 52, donde hay mucho que ver y hacer. Gracias.
Welcome back to Quilting Inside and Out. I'm your host, Lora Dale. We had a most informative and learning experience with Debbie Cummings today from Deepwater. We are so looking forward to seeing what else she has to show us today. I think she's actually going to show us how to rock and to sew at the same time, so that's going to be fun. So Debbie, let's just let you just take over and let's just see what she's got to show us.
We're going to do a running stitch, bring it up through the back, and just depending on how wide you want your spaces is how you do it. I kind of do that far, and see, that's what you can see that you use. Like in that project I was talking about earlier, the little table runner that I'm going to use the floss to do the cross hatching with, and this is the stitch I'm going to use, and that's a running stitch. Now all a back stitch is I'll start right here. As you go down, you come up, you go over, back down, and it comes up, and see, it's making a solid line, and then you come back, you go back in again, and you just keep doing that till you go all the way around. That is a back stitch. Now I'm going to show you a blanket stitch. You come up, keep your thread on top, and we're going to pretend there's a line right here. We come just a little below it, come back up. Your thread is behind your needle in this one also. You come up and see it looks like a 7 or an L or whatever you want to call it. Then you keep your thread up on top, come down about even with your line there, come up to your pretend line. We're going to pretend that that's line. The thread is behind it. You come up like this and you go all the way around, and that's a blanket stitch like's on Laura's pillow with the buttons. Now for a satin stitch, I'm going to, what you would usually do is outline it with a back stitch. We'll pretend it's a circle, because then that way you have a guide. It's like coloring with thread inside the circle. So you would come up, and we pretend that the thread stops over here, and you pull it down, come up right beside it. I can't see. I'll turn this a bit. And as close as you can get to it. And don't worry if you have a bare space, you can always come back in and fill it up. And we'll do another one. And in circles or straight lines, I've used these on bumblebee bodies to fill them in their yellow stripes. That is how you do a satin stitch. A French knot, you come up, you take your thread and you wrap it. I usually do 3 times. You can do 2, depending on how heavy you want your knot. And then I hold it with my other finger here, and I just pulls, and that makes a knot. And you can fill in sunflowers, centers of flowers and all sorts of things with the French knot. Now I'm going to drop down here and show you a daisy chain. When you come up, once again your thread's on top, come right down beside it, and depending on how long you want it, you come up, thread behind, pull, and there you've got your little petal. Kind of had him over the side a little bit. And I don't know whether it's right or wrong, but I like it to tack it down right beside it there in the back like that. And so you're wanting to do another petal. You come up, down, and behind. And see how when you make it longer, it elongates it a little more. But that's how you do a daisy chain. Okay, when I tie off my projects, I just do a knot, get it as close to the fabric as I can, and pull. I like to do it twice. And then I will show you a lot of people know this. Well, not a lot. I didn't know it. And there's some that can learn. Okay. To thread to get your knot, this is called quilter's knot. You hold your thread on the needle, wrap it 2 or 3 times, and then you pinch it lightly with your index finger and your thumb and slide it down your needle, down the thread, and there you have your knot. I hope you learned something today. I hope I was helpful. Have fun. Be creative. Share it with the kids. And I would like to thank Quilting Inside and Out for having me as a guest.
On behalf of Quilting Inside Out and me, I want to thank you, Debbie, again for being here today with us and sharing all the very informative and instructive content. I'm just so glad you've been here.
Well, I've really enjoyed it, and I just hope that everybody takes it and runs and enjoy yourself. Have a good time. Thank you for having me.
Well, it has truly been a pleasure having you. And now the scoop on the world of quilting. The Missouri State Quilt Guild Fall Retreat will be in October this year on the 11th and the 12th. It will be in Jeff City at the Capitol Plaza Hotel. Contact them and become a member. It's a great thing to be a part of. We also have Color My Quilt show that is going to be in Hannibal by the Peacemakers Quilt Guild, April 3rd and 4th of 2020. Please contact Lora Dale at 573-377-2244 and give me the scoop on what's going on in your quilting world. Keep our viewers up to date here on Quilting Inside and Out. Thank you, JCTV producer Gloria Enlow, voiceover artist Art Gerhard, Rick J with JARICK Productions, and a special thanks to There's a Lot to Do on Route 52. Cinco de Mayo Restaurant and Grill in Windsor has been our featured business, and thank our viewers for joining us here on JCTV Access. We look forward for more Quilting Inside and Out, where you get the scoop on the world of quilting. It's all right here on JCTV Access and YouTube. I'm Lora Dale saying, see you next time. I'm Lora Dale with New Style Quilt Shop in Stover, Missouri. We have been a family-operated business since 1973 serving our community. I find that when you come through our front door, you're going to find us to be friendly. We're going to assist you with your projects, whatever you're working on. As you come into my shop, you're going to see a large array of colors of fabric, high quality. thread, patterns, books, notions. We have a lot of panels, buttons. I'm the button queen. We have a lot of things going on in our shop. We are now going to have a bag club that you would want to be sure to be a part of. You can contact my shop for information on that to see how that's all going to work. We're going to be having classes. I am just so excited about Quilting Inside and Out to be a sponsor. So remember, there's lots to do on Route 52. Why, Debbie?
Laura, I need some thread.
Well, let's go get you some.
Okay.
Come see me.